Allahu Akbar.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن سن بسنة يوم الدين أما بعد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, I've been given a topic that is like an ocean which I have to embody or encapsulate in a small bottle, which is very difficult and impossible, but I'll try my best. What does it really mean to be mercy to mankind? First thing that we understand from this topic and title that have been given is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mercy to mankind. You all may have heard that ayah in Surah Anbiya, Surah 21, verse number 107, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that He has sent Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as rahmah lil alameen, for all worlds. Sometimes we mistranslate this ayah saying that He was a mercy for mankind. He was a mercy for all the worlds. That is the alam al-jinn and alam al-ins and alam al-malaika. But ask yourself this question, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Him as a mercy to mankind. Why? Why? What is the purpose? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said very clearly in Surah Imam, Surah number 6, verse 12, قُلْ لِمَن مَّا فِي السَّمَوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ قُلْ لِلَّهِ كَتَبَ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ الرَّحْمَةِ. Say, to whom does it belong, the heavens and the earth? Say, to Allah. كَتَبَ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ الرَّحْمَةِ. Allah has written upon Himself rahmah, mercy. Allah is Rahman, Allah is Rahim. And so He has sent rahmatul lil alameen. Allah Rabbul Izzah, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, with His Amma Nawaluhu, with His quwwah and khashya and everything, He has put it upon Himself, كَتَبَ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ الرَّحْمَةِ. Like the other, we remember the other very famous saying, وَرَحْمَتِي وَسَعَتْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that my rahmah overpasses or encompasses everything. So the rahmah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah is Rahim. And He is the one who sent the merciful on earth as Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And what does it mean that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is mercy to mankind? We see that very clearly that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Al-Imran that He put certain things, certain ingredients in the heart of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Had it not been for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put these ingredients in the heart of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then things would have been very, very different. Listen to what Allah says in Surah Al-Imran, verse number 159. فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَإِنْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. Translation: فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ. It is from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. Lin means to be lenient, to incline, to be mild and humble, humility, and being kind and gentle. لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ. And had you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَظًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ. Had you been stiff-hearted, hard-hearted, and very, very, in terms of the heart being very stiff and hard and harsh, had you been rigid and timid, لَإِنْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. These people, the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and humanity together would have gone where? إِنْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. They would have ran away from Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Humanity is witness, mankind is witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his personality was like a magnet. Do you agree or not? He was like a magnet. That is why Michael Hart, in his book, who wrote a book about the top 100 people in the world of humanity, the number one Michael Hart chose is our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That one man, one message revolutionized the whole world. You cannot deny the existence of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam because of his achievements and accomplishments on earth. And that all happened right from the building block of the heart, that Allah said that it was the lean in there. It was the leniency, the inclination. And by the way, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, what does it mean to be lenient? What does it mean to be kind and gentle? Do you know? Think about it for 2 seconds. What does it mean to be mercy to mankind? What does it mean to be lenient? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us what it means in the Quran, in Surah A'raf, Surah number 7, verse number 199. Look at the beauty of the words that Allah chose in this ayah. خُذِ الْعَفْوَ وَأْمُرْ بِالْعُرْفِ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. If I really want to physically show you, the ayah means خُذِ الْعَفْوَ, take this, take. خُذ in Arabic means take. Take af. Al-af means forgiveness. Take forgiveness. وَأْمُرْ بِالْعُرْفِ, and enjoin upon people righteousness and piety. Allah is telling this to who? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The rahmatul lil alameen, Allah is telling him, take forgiveness and order people, enjoin people to do what? Al-urf, the goodness, the righteousness. And then what? وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ, and turn away, move back, turn away from the jahilin, from the ignorant people, the people who hurt you, the people who harm you, the people who blame you, the people who accuse you, the people who taunt you, the people who tease you, the people who break your hearts. أَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. And need I tell you more how much Muhammad was hurt? Need I tell you more how much he was given torture in Mecca, in Medina? Need I tell you more what he went through, the difficulty and hardships in Mecca? For none other sake, but for the sake of us Muslims, that the Ummah of Islam, the Ummah of Muhammad will continue till the Day of Judgment. This is what it means to be mercy to mankind. This is what it means to duplicate, to replicate the merciness that Allah has embedded in us. All of us have mercy in it. And that is why Rasulullah said in a hadith that Uqba ibn Amir reported that Rasulullah said, this is in Musnad Ahmed, hadith number 16883, Sil man qata'ak, wa'ti man haramak, wa'arid amman dhalamak. Rasulullah is saying, Sil man qata'ak, connect with the person who cuts you off. Join with the person who cuts you off. Someone doesn't want to see your face. Someone doesn't want to see you. Doesn't want to talk to you. Doesn't want to relate to you. What is Rasulullah saying? Leave them alone? Run away from them? No. He's saying, Sil man qata'ak. Join them. Join your heart with them. Put your hand in their hand, even if they're running away from you. And then what he says, Wa'ati man haramak. The one who stops you, the one who forbids you, the one who puts you away, give him. A'ti man haramak. And then what does he say? He goes on to say, وَأَعْرِضْ عَمَّنْ ظَلَمَكَ, and turn away from the person who does dhulm to you, who oppresses you, who wrongs you, who turns you away. Turn away from them. In another riwayah, in Tirmidhi, that Rasulullah said, وَأْفُوا عَمَّنْ ظَلَمَكَ, forgive, al-af, al-af. You know this word, af, means forgiveness. You may have memorized this dua, a dua that we make many times, especially in Ramadan. Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Translation, Oh Allah, you are forgiving, you love forgiveness, so forgive us. If Allah is forgiving people on earth, who on earth are we to not forgive people? This is what it means to be mercy to mankind. I've heard many times from these sinful ears that people have said, I'm never going to forgive that person. I'm never going to forgive them for what they have done to me, for what they have done to them, to what they have done to my family. I will never forgive them. How on earth can we say such big words, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam? This is not being forgiving. This is not being merciful. This is not the meaning of being mercy to mankind. For Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he entered Mecca, at the time of Fatah of Mecca, when he had all the right to seek revenge from the Meccans and got the keys of Kaaba, what did he say to the Meccans? He said, I tell you only one thing, that my brother, Qabli, before me, Yusuf alayhi salam, said that, لا تثريب عليكم اليوم. لا تثريب عليكم اليوم. There is no hate and rancor and enmity and jealousy with you. There is no reprieve for you. We do not seek revenge. We are not vindictive. We don't have vengeance. Allah doesn't have vengeance and vindication. Allah says, مَا يَفْعَلَ اللَّهُ بِعَذَابِكُمْ إِن شَكَرْتُمْ وَآمَنْتُمْ. What will Allah achieve by punishing you, if only you give thanks to Allah and believe in Him? And that is why Aisha radhiyallahu anha said about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she said, لم يكن فاحشا ولا متفحشا ولا صخابا في الأسواق ولا يجزي بالسيئة السيئة ولكن يعفو ويصفح. al-Mu'mineen Aisha Siddiqa radhiyallahu anha, she's saying that our Prophet ﷺ was not fahishan, was not obscene or indecent, wala mutafahishan, nor was he obscene, indecency, wala sakhaban fil aswaq, nor did he shout in the markets and suits. He did not raise his voices in the streets and alleys. وَلَا يَجْزِي بِالسَّيِّئَةِ السَّيِّئَةِ, nor did the Prophet ﷺ ever respond evil with evil. He always responded evil with what? With goodness. Like Allah says in Surah Fussilat, idfa' billati hiya ahsan. Repel evil with goodness. Repel evil with goodness. idfa' billati hiya ahsan. فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. Allah says that repel evil with goodness, for if there is any kind of enmity and jealousy and rancor between you and the other person, Allah will make you the most closest of people. And that is why we see that Salahuddin Ayyubi, when he entered Jerusalem, Al-Quds, Bayt al-Maqdis, after all what the Crusades had done to the Muslims, I don't need to repeat myself in terms of history. We know what the Crusades did to the Muslims in Bayt al-Maqdis, in Jerusalem. What did Salahuddin Ayyubi do to them? Did he get revenge for every blood? Did he get revenge for everything? No, he said, you are antum tulaqa. You are free to go. Hurry. Hurry before my commanders who are forcing me. Salahuddin is saying, I'm defending you, the Crusaders, who have lost the battle and are about to exit from Jerusalem. I'm defending you against my commanders who are forcing me that we need to seek revenge. We need to get their property. We need to get things from them. We need to be equal. We need to be equal for what they have done wrong to us. This is Salahuddin Ayyubi, my dear brothers and sisters, Islam, who's following the footsteps of none other but Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that is why Umar ibn Khattab, when he went there before Salahuddin in his time of Khilafah to Jerusalem and got the keys of Jerusalem, Umar ibn Khattab did the same thing. He had no recompense or retribution from the people. He said, you are free to worship what are you worshiping, but the control of the city is in his hands. This is what it means to be mercy to mankind. This is what it means to be forgiving of others. That خُذُ الْعَفْوَ وَأْمِرْ بِالْعُرْفِ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. And that is what we need to do today as Muslims. I don't need to repeat myself. We all are living in America. We know the problems that we are facing. The infighting, the bigotry, the animosity. There's probably hardly any masjid in this country where there's no kind of disputes, argument, difference of opinion, and all kinds of differences that is going on. And people are not talking to each other. People are not seeing eye to eye each other. This person pulling that leg, that person pulling his leg. Things are going inside, infighting, in-road bickering. What is all of this? And then when we ask them to forgive and forget, they say, I will never forget. For what that president has done, for what they have done in the last election and took control of masjid. And forget about masjid, even Islamic organizations. Everywhere we go, we see that people are holding grudges. People are holding things from 10 years back, 20 years back in their heart, and they're not talking to each other. And what is Rasulullah saying? Sil man qatak. Join the people who cut you off. Forgive the people who have harmed you. Al-af. Forgiveness. Because al-af, why can't we forgive? I remind you of a very beautiful incident that Allah SWT mentioned in the Quran. The waqi'atul ifk. You remember what happened with the waqi'atul ifk in Medina? When they blamed our mother of the believers, our mother al-Mu'mineen Aisha Siddiqa radhiyallahu anha, about that. And there was one of the Muslims, the Sahaba, Mistah ibn Uthatha, who Abu Bakr radhiyallahu anhu used to give him financial support. And when the munafiqeen of Medina attacked this, initially he did not support them. But later on, Mistah radhiyallahu anhu, he started supporting. He also joined them. And when Abu Bakr find out that this guy, this person who I support financially, he is also attacking my daughter, he withdrew the money. This is documented in the seerah of Rasulullah. You can go and check it out. Abu Bakr, who is Abu Bakr? The one who's Halim, the one who's Kareem, the one who's so mild and mellow, and who's very, very humble. He, at that moment, it pinched his heart. It pinched his heart because his daughter is being attacked in Medina. Wherever you go, they're talking about his daughter. He said, I will not give funds anymore to this. Allah revealed the ayah number 22 in Surah Nur. Listen to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. A beautiful ayah. وَلَا يَأْتَلْ أُولُو الْفَضْلِ مِنْكُمْ وَالسَّعَةِ أَنْ يُؤْتُوا أُولِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْمَسَاكِينِ وَالْمُهَاجِرِينَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَلْيَعْفُوا وَلْيَصْفَحُوا أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَن يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. What a beautiful ayah. Allah is saying that why are the people, referring to Abu Bakr, why are the people who have money and who are giving money, why are they holding back the money from the muhajirin and the masakeen and the people who are deprived, referring to Mistah? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressing directly towards Abu Bakr anhu that what he should do, وَلْيَعْفُوا وَلْيَصْفَحُوا. Forgive people and forget about their mistakes. Forgive and forget is what it means to be mercy to mankind. Forgiving your adversary, forgiving your foes, forgiving your enemies, forgiving people who have hurt you, forgiving people who have tarnished your image or blamed you for anything and you were innocent, forgiving anyone in this world who has ever, any time, ever hurted you. That is the real meaning of rahmatul lil alameen. That is the real meaning of being mercy to mankind. That you forgive people and forget about their mistakes and move on and move forward, because unity is essential, especially in Islamic organizations, especially in masajid, especially in Islamic schools and madaris and madrasa, especially in Islamic institutions. We need to forge unity, and unity can never be forged if we are holding grudges and jealousy and animosity and rancor, if we are holding on things that people said to us or did to us, or if they frowned upon us or they don't even meet the proper way. Allah is saying what in Surah Nur? أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَن يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. Do you not love that Allah forgive you? Who are we not to forgive people? Allah is the one who's forgiving people. So Allah is saying, do you not love, do you, O mu'min, not love to Allah forgive you? So then Allah is the most forgiving. Wallahu ghafur rahim. Brothers and sisters, we need to understand, we need to learn that forgiveness is something that we need to practice. Forgiveness is something that we have to build in our hearts. We have to expand our chest. We have to have a bigger heart and a bigger chest, that no matter what people have done to me, I will still say salam to them with smile. I will still work with them. They are my brother in Islam. They are my sister in Islam. The brotherhood, the ukhuwah, things that are very essential. This is what it means to be merciful. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ فِي السَّرَّاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. In Surah Al-Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that those who spend from their money in the times of prosperity and adversity, وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ, and they control their anger, they cool their anger down, وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ, and they forgive people who made them angry, people who made them agitated, people who made them irritated, they forgive them and they forget them. وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. And Allah loves the muhsineen, the good doers. But I ask you this, where can we learn forgiveness? Is there any school out there that we can teach our children forgiveness? Is there any university or college or seminary or madrasa? Is there any Islamic organization out there that is having a training class, a diploma, a workshop, a teaching of forgiveness, learning to forgive and forget, learning to forgive and forget, imbibing in your hearts the aspect of forgiveness and forget? Do you know of any such? Is there any such university or college? Do you know? I thought so too, that I don't know of any. But I tell you one thing. How many of you are mothers? Raise your hand if you are a mother. Listen up, sisters, very carefully, what I'm about to say. I learned forgiveness in my life from a person whom I saw in the last 46 years, that every time somebody would hurt that person, they will forgive and forget. There were times that I said to her that, Amiji, this person, out of all the people, why would you forgive them? And you know what she would say? Listen up, sisters. She said, Beta, who am I not to forgive someone when the sifa of Ar-Rahman is to forgive? Allah की ज़ात वो है जो Allah माफ़ करने वाला है, तो मैं कौन होती हूँ अगर माफ़ ना करूँ? I learned forgiveness from none other but my mother. When I saw that whoever hurt her, she forgive. This is the tarbiyah, my dear sisters in Islam. This is the teaching that we need to teach our sisters, our daughters, that you are mothers, you are the caretakers of the future generation. I am what I am because of my mom. I learned to forgive enemies. I learned to forgive my relatives. I learned to forgive my siblings. I learned to forgive anyone because my mom said, who are we, beta, to not forgive someone. When Allah says, أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَن يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. So my dear mothers of Islam, my dear sisters in Islam, and my dear brothers in Islam, ask your wives and ask your mothers to train and educate and mentor and kindle the love of forgiveness. Kindle in the heart the love of forgetting rancor and jealousy. This is where the madrasa is, the madrasa of the It is called the madrasa of the mother. The madrasa of the mother, you know what it is in English? Anybody know, by the way? Mom. M-O-M. Madrasa of mother. We need to teach our mothers to teach the children how to forgive you, how to forgive others, and never hold grudges, and never hold rancor, and never hold jealousy, because this is what Prophet Muhammad ﷺ came with. Forgive and forget. This is what it means to be mercy to mankind. Let us move on. Let us forget about these fightings and bickerings. Let us forget about these disputes. Why our masajid people are going to courts to solve their issues? Why not we just come to Quran? Why not we just get over it? Whatever he did, whatever she did, fine. It's past. Let's move on. We have a higher goal. We have a bigger thing in sight. This is what our Aslaf did. This is what Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did. This is what Umar ibn Khattab did in Jerusalem. This is what Salahuddin Ayyubi did in Jerusalem. And this is what will Imam Mahdi do. We all know that he's coming. And this is in the hadith of Rasulullah. That two things, Rasulullah said, Imam Mahdi, that he will come towards the end of the world. He has two job description, two major tasks. Number one, to unite the Muslim Ummah as one. And I always wonder, how would he do that? Does he have a magical wand? Does he have a stick that he'll just touch people and change them? No, he will say, the Imam will say, let's forgive and forget. خُذِ الْعَفْوَ وَأْمُرْ بِالْعُفْوِ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. And the second thing he will do is establish justice, adl and fairness on earth after the earth has been filled with dhulm. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر لكم والسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه الغفور الرحيم.